To all my people out there, especially my sailors, this one right here is going to help you promote. It's going to help you to make rank, to become that petty officer, third class, that second class, that first class, that chief. If you're in the Navy, if you're in the military, or if you're just looking to elevate, you want to listen to this. If you have goals you're trying to achieve, you want to build a better mindset, or you just simply want to elevate, then stand by. This is Cultivation. Welcome to Cultivation. I'm your host, Tony, and before we get into this, I just want everybody to think about this real quick. Pray for the people of Ukraine. Also, pray for the people of Russia. Right now, it's people in Russia that don't really agree with what's going on. Right? They're down to protest. You know, they're like, this guy's crazy right here. He tripping. I don't know what he's doing. So please pray for those people. Pray for them because they're people just like us. They have families and everything just like us. Please and thank you. I really appreciate y'all. Remember everyone deployed. Your family members, they out there right now. It's looking like the Cold War over there. It's looking like the Cold War. And they standing by. So download some movies for them or whatever. Don't be asking for no crazy movies now. Your family is not sending you the girl next door value mate. It's not happening. Damn, you know what? Damn, man. I hope that's not really a movie, man. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, he a perv. Nah, but on the real, salute to all the veterans out there. I know what you guys are going through. Thank you for your service. Happy to serve with you. Salute to you all out there. Now, today I have 5 tips that'll help you prepare your vision of what your upcoming year can be. Now, if you're new to this podcast, you haven't downloaded, subscribe, I really want you to think about that. I want you to consider. I want you to do it. Every week I upload content to encourage and motivate you based on my perspective. Now, I'm a top-rated chief petty officer in the United States Navy, right? And I develop a lot of people into being winning performers. So download and subscribe to my podcast. And you can receive my free advice anytime. And you can also hear a lot of my Navy experiences. In the next episode, this is the Big Picture series. It's a series of topics that I designed to motivate and encourage people, especially my veterans out there, all right, to help elevate their lives, help elevate all your lives. So if this episode has helped you, I hope that you share, spread the word, pass it on to somebody. And also feel free to write a review, right? Y'all better stop being shy, man. Give me my review. What's wrong with y'all? Give me my review. Shoot, here I am. Y'all like, oh, here you go, dropping another one of the videos. And y'all ain't saying nothing, so I think I'm good. So give me my review. Stop playing with me. Nah, on the real though, I appreciate everybody with the feedback. Continue to bring the feedback so I get better and I keep on bringing content that's relevant, that y'all want to talk about, that you want to politic about. All right? Thank you. Thank you so much. On this podcast, I'm not a life guru, as I always say. I'm just not afraid to share my life experience. And my experience, it can be applied whether you're military or you civilian. You can also look me up on your favorite podcast directories. I have links in my descriptions for you to easily find. Now, we going on to episode 20. These are the visions of what your upcoming year can be. So let me start it like this. Back in 2020, right? I was inspired from all the reading I was doing. And I mean, I was reading everything, right? And I said to myself, you know what? In 5 years, I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to make $1 million. That's what I said, right? And so I wrote it out. I put it above my desk, and I would read it day and night. I would always read it, right? And that started to get me shooting for things I never even imagined I would do. I started getting into writing a business plan for a team building business I want to build. Started thinking about becoming a writer and then even a resume writer. And I'm a part of the National Resume Writers Association right now. All right? I'm trying to get certified next year. You know what I mean? The list goes on, though. Service members on deployment. Service members on deployment. That's the perfect place where you can start planning. because it gets your minds off the stress of that deployment, especially during these times. And these times, they're going to pass. And deployments, man, they're long, but they always pass. And you want to be ready to achieve your goals, whatever they're going to be. So I want somebody to join the pack with me. Let's all get together. Let's reach our goals this year, man. Right, word. Somebody band together me with this year. We gonna form DGenerationX, right? We gonna be DX. I be HBK. Somebody be China. Somebody else could be Triple H. Somebody could be the Road Dogs, X Pac. We gonna build a lot of crazy memories, man. People gonna see us. They gonna be like, "You're killing me with this shit." Chill out, right? And that's what's gonna happen, man. We're gonna make a lot of noise. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, we gotta go over these 5 tips. Let's all get on the same page. Let's go over these 5 tips, right? It's gonna help us prepare for our upcoming year. Then I'm gonna talk about my resources of inspiration I gather for making these videos. Because I don't steal. I give my resources. I don't be stealing. Now, the first thing you're gonna need, let me fake like I got a planner in my hand. You're gonna need this right here, right? You're gonna need a planner, man. First tip I want to talk about, that's gonna help you clearly picture how your next year will be. I'm talking about that planner. You're gonna need that right there. That's unless you're planning to fail. And at that point, you're just kicking your own ass. You know what I mean? Now, if you're in the Navy, you're trying to make E3 through E5, you got like 4 chances every year, right? To make that pay grade. You got 4 chances every year to make that pay grade. And if you're a civilian, opportunities, they pop up all the time. So next time you see that manager position, you should be ready to body the interview. You should be planning accordingly. So get you a weekly or monthly planner. And you need one with the days broken down in like 15-minute increments. Those are the best ones, man. Another one that really worked for me was the one with the dots and the grid lines. See, I like those because it can be really flexible. You could put dates, times, all different types of details. You could draw a happy face on them if you want. So those are pretty decent too. Here's the con though. Here's the con for those. They're not as organized as the monthly and weekly ones. So the monthly and weekly ones, they have all the information there already. So no matter what you do, right? Whether you get this planner or that planner, if you don't use it, then it's not doing much for you anyway, right? The next one, number 2, recap, 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 recap. So in the military, right, we debrief everything. I mean, everything. 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 The debriefings, it's usually really only like 10 minutes. But somebody always have a C story. And then a friend got a C story. Then somebody want to piggyback on that. And then next thing you know, an hour later, you super confused and you wondering what happened. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, right? But okay, debrief, recap, tomato, let's go on. Always go back, recap the day, recap the week. Now, just because you got a planner, that don't mean you're going to check everything off, man. It don't happen like that. Like some of us, we're U.S. Navy sailors, some of us, right? So you might go out, get drunk, oversleep, dog eat your homework, have a long day of work. Stuff happens, right? But when it happens, you can either beat yourself up over it or you just clean up your mess. You don't have to stay filthy, man. I don't care what nobody say, right? You don't have to stay that way. Check off what you completed, reschedule what you missed. And no lie, it's a real good feeling when you checking off things you completed, man. Now get this. Now you could throw shade on social media. You could be like, oh, I'm checking off my to-do list while y'all out here wasting time. Right? I know how people do. Y'all petty sometimes, right? But give yourself some time to plan and recap. And everything will be all right, man. And we're the best version of ourselves when we managing our time the right way. And if you want, you can check out my episode on managing time and gaining control of your life. Now, another thing is situations, they always change really quickly. I'm saying that. Now, speaking of gaining control in your lives, right? You can gain a sense of control by understanding that the situations, listen, they gonna change quickly. If you're in the Navy, especially if you're on a ship, you know what I'm talking about. You definitely know what I'm talking about. Things change instantly. Think about it. So if your family members are telling you they don't know what the hell's going on, you gotta believe them. If they telling the truth, so just believe them. They're not lying, man. Good situations, they change real fast. We know that. The devil be fiending. But bad situations, they also change too. There have been plenty of times. I mean, plenty times. I've been down on my luck, and I'm just like, and I'm looking around. I start praying to God, like, hey, little help here, man. Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? And then just like that, things just changed for me, man. Things just changed for me just like that. Take it back to a time where, like, go back in your mind to a time where you were grinding in school and in work, and you had hard day after hard day after hard day. I bet if you think back now to that, you're like, you know what? I can't believe that I got through that. I'm think back when I was in chief season, man. Man, every day I woke up, I was like, God, why? Why you waking me up today? Why? Why can't you just take me? I used to be mad, man. But when I think back, I can't believe it's all over now. See, things change just like that. Next one I want to talk about is writing it out. So we talked about planning and we talked about all these things, right? This involved writing like to-dos, right? To-do lists and stuff like that, right? But what I want to talk about is writing out what you actually want to do or what you actually want to be. I haven't heard this type of thinking in the Navy usually, right? But I guarantee you, those master chiefs, those admirals, those executives, those high level bosses, they all did this. I did this. Now, granted, I wasn't shooting super high. I was shooting super low, right? But look at me now. Look at me now. You know, I'm cheap at it. Cheap at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. If you do this, you'll go further in your military or your civilian career. Trust me. Now, let's go back to the first grade, nap time, cubbies, kids coughing in your face, all that. Write out what you want to be when you grow up, right? Write down what you want to be when you grow up. This is your ultimate goal. So you're going to look back at this year later and you're going to see just how far you've come, man. Just how far you closer to your upcoming vision. You have to let your imagination run wild and think about the type of idea that you want to live. And it's funny because I talk about that in my last episode. You should check it out too. If you ever want to learn how to let your imagination run wild, talk to your children, man. Talk to your nieces, your nephews, your brothers and sisters. Because I'm telling you, man, kids, they're not afraid to dream. Not at all, man. And you can learn a lot about yourself by just talking to a kid. Trust me. I learned to let my imagination run wild by talking to kids, man. And I also learned talking to kids, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm terrible at math, man. I learned I'm terrible at math, man. And the math that they giving these kids nowadays, man, I don't know, man. It's like they trying to build psychopaths or something. This damn math. But anyway, write out your ultimate goal and post it somewhere. Read it, and read it, and show it all. Let this become your internal motivation until you start making decisions that basically say you believe what you wrote. Let people know you're going to do something big and just do it. And don't be ashamed of it at all, man. Don't be ashamed. Next up, I want to talk about speaking it into existence. Along with writing your ultimate goal, start speaking your ultimate goal. My friend Marlon, oh man, he would always say to me, man, oh, things that are not as thought they were. Right? He would always say that to me, right? And I did some research on it, and I found it was actually in the Bible, in the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse 17. I never knew that for a long time. I just always thought it was something real cold to say, man. But it was, I think what he was trying to say is that like God, he calls things that are not as though they were. And so we ought to have that mindset and do the same. I think so. But I thought it was pretty cold to say, man. So that's what I always said. So it don't really matter if someone don't think that you'll do what you say you're gonna do, right? It don't at all. Nah. What matters is you keep on telling yourself that you're gonna do what you're gonna do, right? And trust me, I know. Trust me, I hate when somebody say I can't do something or I'm not gonna do something, man. Man, I mean, shut up, man. Like, shut up. Grab them. Listen, man. Be quiet, man. I get it, man. You really want to smack fire out them. You know what's better than that? Than causing violence to somebody? Living your dream. Living your dream. Becoming what you say you're gonna become, man. And here goes a bonus tip for y'all too. Here's a bonus tip. Watch the people that you hanging around, man. Do me a favor and watch the people that you hanging around. See, some folks are not about elevating their lives at all. At all. See, in the Navy, this is much easier than the civilian side. This is my opinion. Because it's a lot of professionals all around. Now, in the civilian world, you might have somewhat of a challenge of that. I don't know, right? But if everybody on social media, then you might be okay, problem solved, right? So, and some of them people, they got great pride in just not knowing nothing. Just nothing, man. Never getting anywhere. Like they take great pride in just keeping people like in the BS with them. I hate that, man. It's like, hey, what's an ETF? They like, I don't know, man. Shit. Oh, why you want to buy a house? Oh, you Hollywood now. Oh, you want to start a podcast. Oh, you must be an expert on everything now. I can't stand them people, man. But use your gifts, man. And if the people around you got something to say, man, tell them you holler at them later, man. Now, for my resources that I drew inspiration from, I drew resources, believe it or not, from motivational videos from Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. In the first video, he brought up like two scriptures, right? Now, if you're not in the God, you don't believe in God or whatever, it's probably not gonna help. Just like he said in the video, right? Before I go on, right? If you in the military and you don't believe in God, man, you tripping. Like, what's wrong with you, man? This dangerous life. You got this dangerous job and you don't believe in God, man. You go any day. What's wrong with you, man? But I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill. Now, you don't have to be a super Christian and you don't have to have the biggest Bible in the world or nothing like that. But one of the scriptures he said he didn't know where he got it from, right? It was actually in the book of James, chapter 2 through 3. Get it together, Steve. How you ain't know that, man? Talking about you a Christian. Nah, I Googled it myself. I ain't gonna hold you, man. My bad, Steve. But the scripture that he talked about, it says something like, you have not because you ask not. And so I thought about that and I said, damn, man, you know what? I'm gonna start committing that to myself more, to embracing that. I'm gonna start committing to embracing that more because I don't. Because honestly, man, I be feeling crazy about asking God for things other than like peace or the ability to forgive or to be more truthful and like have better character and stuff like that. I'm serious, man. But I think I'm gonna take on that more, man. I'm gonna take my desires and my goals to God because that's a good move, right? Steve Harvey did it, right? The other one that he had was like a back hook. I don't know how to say it. I ain't gonna lie, but it's chapter 2, chapters verses 2 and 3. It says, "Write the vision, make it plain, so the one who reads it will run to it. And even though it might tarry, or even though it might take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at the appointed time." And this led him to talking about a vision board. So now we got to create a vision board. You see? Like, now I write my stuff out. Not gonna lie. I do write my stuff out. But I can't lie, man. I never, ever heard the term vision board before, man. I do write my stuff out, though. I'm not no hypocrite. I'm not no hypocrite. He talked about writing like 300 things in life that you want to do or that you want in life and ask God to help you do them, man. I'm gonna do mine, right? I ain't write 300 yet. I got a lot down, but not 300 yet. But when you gonna do yours? Send me a message if you complete this, man. Now, this video is only like 8 minutes 45 seconds, and it's a great video. It's a real good video. Next video is only like 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And he speaks about looking towards your future and not looking towards your past. He reminded us that we can mess our lives all the way up. We can still be okay at the end of it. And if we lose everything, we can start all over. We can still start all over. That's because God is with us. That's something I'm committing to remember on my path to improve my spirituality and stuff like that. And God, He's in the business of giving us the desires of our life, right? And honestly, we can't really get anywhere without God, man. So as we focus on our visions of what our upcoming year could be, let's remember that looking at God is kind of like having a shortcut, right? So if you want a shortcut like I want a shortcut, let's do that. I've been trying to get my spiritual life together, and for real, this video, I think it's going to be one that's really going to keep encouraging me to do that, man. Another highlight in the video that he said is identify the God-given gift that you have and go get to it. Go use it. So go use it. What you waiting on? And those are my final thoughts on that, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this. So if you're new to this podcast, I either do a question from a supporter or a challenge for the episode. This week I don't have a question, but I got a challenge. I want you, of course, you know what I was going to do. I want you to write out 300 things that you want to do in your life. First, a comment with 300 things that they've written out. I'll pick up the tab and I'll get you a new planner of your choice. And don't break the bank. Don't break the bank, but I got you. I got you, all right? I created my Facebook page. Check out my Facebook page. The link's in the descriptions. Let me know how I'm doing, man. You like the content? Tell me what you want to see more of. Tell me what you want to see less of. Let me know how it can improve cultivation, either in the audio or the video formats. And don't forget to tune in to the next episode. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about why I don't think right now we're about to have a World War III. And I'm going to give my take on things in the Navy and in the military. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to pray for Ukraine, pray for Russia, pray for the world, pray for your mom and them, pray for everybody deployed, and reach out to your loved ones that's deployed. Reach out to your loved ones in the military, and please remember everybody deployed. This is Cultivation. Download this and more episodes in your favorite podcast directories. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and add me on your favorite podcast directory. And I'll be sure to deliver content that's going to motivate you, that's going to encourage you. And you're going to see that sometimes some things in life are a lot easier than the way people make them seem. Now, no further entries this page. Tony Tone out.